All right, guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew Wolfe, and today we're going to be talking about Boulder, Colorado. And today we're going to be talking about, look over my shoulder real quick here, some secrets, what most people get wrong about moving to Boulder. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so number one, most people think people move here just for the views. And yes, it is gorgeous. It is drop dead gorgeous here in Boulder, Colorado. There's no arguing about it. But people also really move here for the community. People like that small, tight-knit feel. People like being invested with their friends and family and neighbors and what's going on in their great city. So Boulder has that in spades. So move for the views, stay for the community. Another thing people kind of get wrong here is people assume that, it's just a little bit pricey here. People may underestimate the cost. Now, I've done several videos before. You guys can watch in the past. We can really get you into Boulder for any sort of price point, but it is probably going to be a significant step up from the same property in most cities. So what that means is we have to have a plan together. We have to make sure we're strategizing and working together to find the best fit for you, because again, we can do it at any price point, but it's not going to be an apples to apples comparison from city A to Boulder. And I would say, kind of going along with that, people think that you need this huge monstrous income or a ton of cash in your pocket to move to Boulder. That's just not true. Like we've talked about, we've done a whole series of videos on the affordability of Boulder and what options we have out there at different price points. But you don't need a ton of money. You don't need a huge job. What you do need is a plan and a strategy and a partner that can work with you, both on the lending side and on the purchasing side. And I can certainly help you out with both of those. We're going to get you connected with the best lender in Boulder and making sure you're taken care of. But planning, strategy, working close together as a team to make sure we find you the best fit in Boulder. That's what we got to do to make it work at any price point. Kind of going along with that, people tend to kind of wait around and maybe drag their feet a little bit because they think they need to find their absolute dream forever home in the first shot. That is not true. Most people will 2, 3, maybe 4 homes in their lifetime. People live in their home on average about 6 or 7 years. It's getting a little longer in some parts of the country, but generally speaking, that 6-7 year platform is going to be pretty accurate. So we don't need to get you in a forever home today. We need to get you into the home in Boulder that's the right fit for you right now, and then continue that strategy session. So planning doesn't involve just, the work to get you into the first home. It's about how to get you to live in Boulder comfortably for as long as your heart desires. And that's why having great partners is really, really important. I would say another thing that people assume that is Boulder's this big town. It's really not. It's a smaller city. It's a mid-sized town, a small city. Yes, there's tons of entertainment, tons of food, tons of networking, great place to drink, great place to grab a cup of coffee, great place to really engage their community. But it's not going to have this huge, overwhelming nightlife or this big city feel that Denver has. So if you like a smaller community, maybe a mid-sized city, it's a perfect fit. And kind of going along with that, they view Boulder as the same as Denver, just a smaller version, when it's really not. The cultures are very different. Boulder community tends to be very, very tight-knit. Not to say that Denver doesn't have close communities, but at a certain point, you're part of 1 million people. Boulder's much, much smaller. And so you connect with your friends and your family and your neighbors in a much closer way. Also, it's a community that really values its connection with nature and its connection with the outdoors in a way that Denver just can't repeat. So if you like to have, nature right on the pulse of your fingertips, you have to be a really, really involved, deep, connected member of your community, Boulder's going to be a much better fit for you. Yeah. And like I said, Boulder really is, the outdoors is like an additional neighbor. So the Flatirons are not just a backdrop. They're not just white noise that when you move through town, they are a part of your community. People are going to engage with it every day, whether it's hiking at Chautauqua, heading up the mountains to go skiing, just taking a walk with your friends and enjoying the beautiful scenery. It's a part of the community. The outdoors is really how you live in Boulder. You really can't do it without making the outdoors a part of your lifestyle. It's really important to connect with your community. It's not going to be an instant connection. Probably people are extremely friendly, but you have to find people that are like-minded and are interested in the same things as you are. But the good news is if you like a thing, Boulder has a community for it. Jiu-jitsu, hiking, biking, fishing, skiing, snowboarding, the food scene. If you like whiskey tastings, if you like taking in poetry slams or concerts, man, there's a ton of community for you there for you. All right, guys, I know we talked about it being a smaller community, but people sometimes get in their head that Boulder is like this quiet ghost town. It's not. There are busy seasons. There are seasons when the students are here that it's much more vibrant. So there are ebbs and flows in how active the city is in itself, but you can build a community for yourself year round. So I want to say make sure you're prepared for that. Also, the weather is usually drop dead gorgeous. You get more than 300 days of sunshine every single year, but there will be snowstorms. There will be rainstorms. There will be sleet. There will be wind. So you want to make sure you're prepared. A lot of folks of us here that live around town say just have a jacket and a pair of sunglasses in your car at all times. You'll probably be okay. But prepare for the weather and more so, prepare for the elevation. So get involved in your activities, build your community, but you may have to pace yourself going in there. Lots of water, lots of good healthy food. A lot of people really love downtown Boulder, Pearl Street area, and they think that's where you have to live to be a part of the community. And it's awesome there. It's a ton of fun. But the surrounding areas of Boulder also have their own cool, unique little communities that you can explore. Nobo, Sobo, Wonderland, tons of little cool neighborhoods in Boulder that are really, really awesome and have their own little cultures. And then obviously it's not that big of a place, guys. So you're a pretty easy bike ride into downtown Boulder if that's your vibe too. And another thing that people fail to do is look at maybe some of the neighboring cities. We talked about being able to afford Boulder on any budget, and I still think that is very, very true. But if you have a physical requirement, maybe you have a larger household and your budget doesn't quite align with buying a house of that size in Boulder, there's great cities that are very, very close by that can give you access to the Boulder lifestyle at a little more friendly price point. Longmont, Lafayette, Lyons. There's great cities nearby. Some of them I haven't even named yet. They're going to offer great access to the Boulder lifestyle, a lot more friendly price point. So if you want to explore some of those, that can be a great part of that strategy session that we were talking about earlier. And I think it's important when you're thinking about a move to Boulder to really focus on value over price, right? So it's going to be about making sure that we're meeting your needs in the best way possible to give you access to the amazing community and get you living where you want to live. And so that speaks to the value of a property. And also value factors in the long-term advancement as well. So Boulder's had one of the strongest markets to have long-term return on your investment. So yes, there can be some sticker shock. I totally understand that. We want to work together to make sure we find a comfortable budget for you to get in the place that you need. I would say rest easy in the knowledge that generally speaking, your investment's going to return at a great rate. All right, guys. So like we talked about a lot of the great perks of Boulder and some things that, people maybe take for granted or make mistakes going into it. But at the end of the day, I really do think that almost anyone can make Boulder their home and be very, very happy. We can work with you at basically any budget. We can connect you with a community that makes sense for you. I would say the one thing you got to do is make sure you're getting outside, soaking up this gorgeous sun and taking advantage of the outdoors. It's hard to live in Boulder and not do that. But guys, I love talking with you. It was great connecting again. I love making these videos. But like always, call, text, email, whatever you want to do to get a hold of me. I really appreciate it. Even just leaving a comment down below would be awesome. I love connecting with you guys in person even more than making these videos. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.